Today, what I want to do is talk to you guys about how to actually release anxiety with a simple 4-step process. And the key word I used was how to release anxiety, not relieve it. And the key thing I want you to realize is that relief happens in the mind. It happens in the head, where release happens in the body. So, how to actually release anxiety. First thing you gotta realize is all anxiety is your nervous system believes your life is in danger. Now, logically, we understand that running late to work, which causes us to have anxiety, is not life-threatening. However, what you gotta realize is a lot of us are operating on the feeling level, on emotions, on impulses, on urges, on feelings, on emotions. So no matter what we try to do with our thoughts, because this is the problem with the mental health industry, realize that mental health can't be solved with the mental. It has to be solved in the body, in the physicality, in your emotions, in your feelings. Because think about it, every mental health issue, and I don't want to say every, because I'm not an expert, but the only reason why you're suffering is because you feel disturbances inside your body. It's not comfortable in there. So even if you have right now negative thoughts, if it's not causing any type of disturbance within the body, you're okay. You're perfectly fine. So, going back to anxiety, realize anxiety, what it is that your nervous system believes you're under threat. So again, going back to the work thing, you're running a little late for work, you start to feel anxious, you start to feel a little bit agitated, you start to feel a little bit disturbed, even if you logically talk to yourself saying, you know what, I'm not gonna be fired, my boss will understand, people understand that sometimes you run late to work, people around there like me, you still feel weirdness, blockages. So your nervous system doesn't understand logic. This is why with mental health, you can't solve it on the mental plane, because the mental plane deals with intellect and logic, where true healing is dealt with on an energetic and emotional level. So that's the first thing we gotta understand. So when it comes to anxiety, realize that the nervous system just believes, oh my God, something life-threatening is about to happen to me. A lot of us are operating on a lower level of consciousness, a survival level of consciousness. This is the ego. The ego deals with just protection, survival. Realize that your mind is a slave to your heart. Realize that your heart is suffering right now. Your heart is afraid. Your heart has had experiences. By the time you was born, you've had very, very scary experiences for the heart. The minute you started formulating conscious thoughts, realize that the heart was speaking to your mind and saying, hey, mind, it's scary out there. Do everything you can to go out into the outside world and go make it safe for me. Make it comfortable for my heart, for the body. So you gotta realize that if you really, really wanna release anxiety, not relieve it, because remember, release happens in the body, relief happens in the mind. If you really, really wanna release anxiety, we have to go back to the body, essentially the heart, and deal with the issues there. And how do you deal with the issues? You gotta get the mind out the way. You gotta tell your mind, hey, give up, surrender. You can't really help me. You've been trying too long and too hard. And what I want you to do now, and this is you consciously talking to your mind from a conscious level, not an unconscious level, because realize a lot of our thoughts are unconscious. Realize that there's a difference between thinking and thoughts. Thinking is conscious. Thoughts are automatic. Thoughts are not you. Thoughts have been implanted inside of you, whether it been from social conditioning or just basically your past experience. That's where most of your thoughts come from. Most of your automatic thoughts, most of your unconscious thoughts. And a lot of people don't understand this. Like when I say to people, the voice in your head is not you. Well, how is it not me? It's happening inside me. Yes, but if I told you right now to stop thinking, most people can't do it. So going back to anxiety, how do we actually release it? Super, super simple, not easy. First step is you gotta become aware when you're anxious. And this is a key question I always ask clients. When you start to feel things, whether it's trauma, anger, guilt, shame, or in this case, anxiety, how do you know? And the answer, most people will say, my thoughts. Yeah, but how do you know you're anxious? Most people will say, well, if you look a little bit deeper, you'll notice there's a disturbance in the body. So that's the first step, is realize all emotions are happening inside of your body. It's a disturbance. It's not comfortable in there. So you gotta become aware of it. So the thing I like to do is like locate it. So for me, when I usually suffer with anxiety, a lot of times I'll feel it in my throat. My throat will start to clam up and start to get tight. Maybe my jaw gets a little tight. For some people, it's their stomach. For some people, it's their heart. What you gotta do is just become aware of it. That's the first step, become aware of it. The second step, and this is the most difficult step, is once you notice it, once you become aware of it, you need to allow it or accept it to be there. Realize this anxiety, if somebody's suffering with chronic anxiety, is because in the past, you resisted so many experiences. And the more you train yourself to resist, to fight, to avoid, that energy is gonna get stuck in you. So what you gotta do is accept it, and accepting this pain is the key to your freedom. Because once you accept this pain and allow it to actually be there, it'll actually start to flow, which is step 3. Step 3 is allow the anxiety to flow. So if you watch it long enough, if you become aware and accept and allow it to be there and embrace it and experience it fully, you'll notice this energy, whether it's in your throat, your jaw, your heart, it'll start to actually move. It'll start to flow. The spiritual community calls it transmute. Some people call it purify. So what you do from there is step 3 is you allow it to flow, move around, do whatever it's got to do. In the therapy community, they call it process it, allow the energy to be processed. And then from there, step 4 is you release it. Now, how does it get released? For the most part, it happens all on its own. Realize that your nervous system already knows how to heal itself. You just happen to get in the way with it with your mental thoughts. You try to take control. But what you gotta realize is you gotta choose release over force, awareness over control, and in this case, choose the body's intelligence over the mind's intellect. Now, this is a very, very difficult process to do for most because people need to be trained on this, and which is why I created the Anxiety Release Breakthrough System. And I'm sure you guys have been following me long enough where I've been pitching this course, and I don't even like using the word pitch because it's just something I truly, truly believe in, that if you actually do this course, which is a 4-week course, 28 days, I teach you and train you on the 4-step process, all on your own time. I teach it to you by doing, daily stretches, guided releases, and what I call disturbance exercises. The disturbance exercises is basically you go out into the real world, into your busy schedule, and actually do the 4-step process in real time. This is what I believe actually separates my course from others. Well, what actually separates my course from others is most people focus on relief techniques. They focus on trying to get you to feel better as opposed to get you better. This course is all about getting you better, which means when you first go through this process, you might actually start to feel worse. The reason why you feel worse is because you're gonna become more aware of the pain, become more aware of the blockages. But if you have the courage, which I know you do, to actually embrace the pain that you have stuffed inside, you could eventually free yourself. And this course will show you how to do it, particularly with anxiety. I believe it will do it with all emotions, all blocked emotions, but for the most part, I focused on anxiety because that was the main thing I suffer from. So if this is something you're interested in, and you really, really wanna release your anxiety, not relieve it, release it, comment the word release, and I'll send you the info. It's $47 for 4 weeks. It's lifetime access. There's a 60-day money-back guarantee, so that means you could do the course twice. And if you're not happy with it, just ask for a refund and I'll send it back to you. So again, if you're interested in the course, comment the word release and I'll DM you the info. Peace.